So let me guess. You've been working really, really hard to write this book and you think you got it all down, but then when you looked at your word count, you realized you didn't have as many words as you needed. Let me help you beef up that word count. My name is Carla DuPont. I am a ghostwriter, author coach, and boutique publisher, where together with my team, we have published over 220 books for #happy clients. I know how frustrating it can be to put your heart and soul into a body of written work only to realize it's just not enough. Rarely do people have the problem of overwriting their book and having to edit it down. It's usually the other way around. You write and write and write and you think, oh my gosh, this is it. This is gonna be amazing. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm trying to write a full-length novel and I only have 20,000 words. What am I gonna do? I am going to help you beef up your word count. Let's go. The first way is dialogue. Dialogue is an easy way to beef up your word count. Not only does it beef up your word count, it also adds lines, which add pages. A simple conversation can last 2 or 3 pages. Now, you don't need one for every single scene. You don't have to have a conversation for that. But where they can add value, pretense, motivation, inspiration, you should absolutely add a conversation. And it can be something as simple as open quotations, yes, period, close quotations. That one word has used up an entire line, and adding lines adds pages. Let's go. Keep in mind, when you're doing your dialogue, don't have boring filler dialogue like, hello, good morning, how are you? I'm fine, how are you? That's 6 lines that nobody is gonna care to read about. It hasn't added anything to your story. And in fact, it's actually boring your audience. So be careful the type of dialogue you add, but keep in mind, dialogue will beef up your word count. 2, use your senses. What are the characters seeing? What are the characters hearing? What are the characters feeling? What do they smell? Conjuring up emotion, painting a mental picture. Using your senses is doing exactly that. You're putting the reader into the mind of you, the author, but also into the mind of their characters, bringing them into the world of your book. By adding the senses, you're able to expound on your scenes. You're able to make them a lot more fruitful. Instead of saying, she walked down the street to the store, you can say, Carla skipped along the sidewalk. The wind blew through her hair and the sun speckled rays pierced through the leaves. Something like that. But in doing that, not only am I bringing my reader in, bringing that audience in, I'm adding to the word count. So everywhere possible, you can add to the word count using your senses. Do so. Don't overdo it. Give them a little bit more. And 3, backstory. You beef up your word count using backstory. This can be actual backstory, like the character's history, where they come from. Have they been to this coffee shop before? Why did they start coming to this coffee shop? Do they know people at this coffee shop? Or is this just like a, a quaint getaway, somewhere they like to be? You can talk about daydreams. They're sitting in the coffee shop and then they drift off, and then we can see, based on their daydream, who they are, what inspires them, what motivates them, and what their goals are. We don't need the exact same type of history on all of the characters, but having that backstory kind of speaks to who they are, and it helps us either fall in love with them or hate them. It's up to you. And here's a bonus for nonfiction books. Add a personal story. I hope this quick video on beefing up your word count helps you. If you have any other questions, add them in the comment section and I'll be sure to get back to you. Happy writing.